right, here we go. Flight to the Ford. Man, look at all the cards on the table. It is getting longer and longer to get through the beginning of these videos. So I'm going to go through some of the cards that you've seen before quickly because I'm assuming you're watching these in order. All right, let's take a look at the campaign card. So you're playing campaign mode. Response. After an enemy is declared as an attacker, shuffle the top card of the burden deck into the encounter deck to cancel that attack. Any player can trigger this ability. We don't really want to do that. The burden deck is pretty terrible. Okay, 1A. Pursued by the enemy. Setup. Shuffle each burden card from the Flight to the Ford burden set into a burden deck. Attach an evil wound to the ring bearer. Set the Ford Bruin and the Witch King aside out of play. Add the last bridge and one fell rider per player to the staging area. Set the ring bearer's life to 15. Okay, so here are all the cards that we are setting aside. There are the 5 burdens. They are terrible. Those are absolutely terrible cards. We don't like those. Okay, I have all of these boons. So we have Hotam Bombadil. That lets me cancel a when revealed effect of an encounter card just revealed. That goes in my hand. Old Bogey Stories goes on a hero. And if I have at least 6 cards in my hand, I can add it to the victory display to shuffle those 6 cards away and draw 6 new ones. And then Mr. Underhill lets me cancel an attack by adding it to the victory display. Hotam Bombadil is the only one that would go out of the campaign pool once I used it. All right, let's take a look at my deck before we do any more setup. Okay, so here's my thematic build. I knew I for sure wanted to use Glorfindel in it somehow. My initial thought was using the Elf Stone, because Aragorn finds the Elf Stone on the last bridge, and then Glorfindel shows up as an ally, and then I turn him into a hero, and then I can put Asphaleth on him. And as I say this out loud, it makes perfect sense to me why this did not work. That is way too many moving pieces. So I went with the Glorfindel hero, so then I can just put Asphaleth on him right away. He is the one that puts Frodo on the horse and gets him to the Fords of Bruinen, not Arwen, like in the movie. So we got Aragorn. This time it's the leadership version, and then Pippin, and then the other 3 characters involved will be Frodo, of course, and then Bill the Pony, Merry, and Sam. So that is the characters involved. And then as far as other thematic cards, we still got the Sword That Was Broken. To represent Aragorn knowing what the Elf Stone was, I focused on his ability to look at signals. So he has the Rune Master title. And then I got the Dunedain Mark and the Dunedain Warning to help us take care of those ring wraiths. He's also going to be wearing the Ring of Bar here. And then this is a little thematic miss. So it's Lembas. So Glorfindel, when he shows up, he actually gives all the hobbits Miravor to help them keep going. And Miravor readies, which I need. Readying is really important in order to beat this quest. But it doesn't heal. I needed some healing, and Miravor doesn't give me that. So I'm going with Lembas. It's still an elvish consumable good. So I hope you guys let me get this little bit of a miss here. So Lembas is going to ready and heal, which I think mechanically is a thematic win, because that's what the Miravor did. It got them on their feet and it kept them moving. But yeah, I'm going to need some healing when it comes to this quest. And then just a lot of card draw, like always. The Sword That Was Broken, some Courage, Light of Valinor, so Glorfindel can keep moving. But yeah, this should be pretty good. I got some elvish events to help Glorfindel and Aragorn team up. So we got some Noldor and Dunedain trait cards. So those work really well together, and they're definitely going to help us take care of these ring wraiths. So, all right, let's get back to the game. Okay, as I said, we got Leadership Aragorn. This is the alt art version that was handed out at a Gen Con, so he's got his flaming brands. We have Glorfindel, and then this alt art version was just handed out at Con of the Rings 2020. So I'm going to use that because that's a pretty cool version of the card. And then Lore Pippin boosting enemies' engagement by 2. And then Black Rider's Frodo, he's got the 1 ring, so if he leaves play, we lose. And Black Rider's Frodo can cancel a card that was just revealed, and it gets shuffled back into the encounter deck if I put on the ring. All right, an evil wound. So this is the timer. This is what we have to worry about. So we're going to move Frodo over here. I'm attaching the evil wound to him, and once I place 15 damage tokens on that evil wound card, we're going to lose the game. So anytime Frodo would take damage, we're putting the damage on that card. If it hits 15, we're done. He turned into a wraith. He left this world. He faded away into the wraith world. We also have Gandalf's Delay Burden, so we're going to skip the draw card step during turn 1. All right, in the staging area, there is 3 threat. We have the last bridge, X threat. X is the number of players. To travel there, we have to reveal an encounter card for progress, and it's immune. And then a Fell Rider. This is nasty and easy to forget. He's 30 engagement, 2, 4, 3, 6. He cannot have non-Morgul attachments. He's a Nazgul, and while it's in the staging area, it gains Forced. At the beginning of the encounter phase, the first player must either reduce the ring bearer's life by 1 or engage this guy. So you got to have a plan for this idiot. And there's 3 more in the encounter deck, so if you start leaving these guys up in the staging area, they're just constantly reducing Frodo's life, and you're going to lose. So you need to be able to get these guys out of the staging area and take care of them. All 9 riders are in this deck. The Witch King is set aside, but the rest, yep, they're in here. All right, let's take a look at 1B. 15 progress needed. The players cannot advance unless the last bridge is in the victory display. At the end of the round, reduce the ring bearer's life by 1. So this is not a turtling quest. You need to be moving. You got to get the heck out of here. Every round you delay, Frodo is taking damage, and he cannot be healed. So very difficult quest, very fast-paced. I mean, you're moving. You're constantly moving. No turtling. This isn't like the tortoise and the hare where if you take your time, you're going to win. You just got to get the heck out of here. And so in my opening hand, I want Light of Valinor. I wouldn't mind Asphaleth, but that's not vitally important. Rune Master would be great, so I can play all those Dunedain marks and signals basically for free. I wouldn't mind the sword that was broken. Basically, anything that helps me get out of here. And I need to be able to defend ring wraiths, so I would like some defensive boosts, like this card right here, the Dunedain Warning. Okay, Unexpected Courage is great. Hey, Rune Master. All right, that's excellent. Hey, there's Asphaleth. This is going great. Some card draw. And Lembas, readying. Okay, yep, that's a good hand. This deck is pretty consistent. I have a lot of the same cards and a lot of card draw, so it's pretty easy to get all the cards I need. Okay, I added Hotam Bombadil to my hand, so I could cancel a Treachery if I want. That's a one and done, so I don't think I'll be using it in this quest. I know which quests I'm going to need it. I mean, there's just some where there's just some Treacheries that are just insane. Okay, so I'm not going to draw a card, because I put Gandalf Delay on top of my deck to remind me. Let's play Rune Master. So you attach it to a Ranger or Leadership hero, and then when a signal is played, you exhaust the Rune Master to add a resource to the attached hero's resource pool. So that's great. So that means every round when I play one of these signals, I will get the resource right back. Let's also play Lembas, so then I can heal and ready when I need to. So I'm going to put that on Aragorn because he's going to be my defender, and he will be taking damage. I guarantee it. Okay, Deep Knowledge to draw some cards. So you got to put the card draw cards in your deck, whether they're thematic or not. You got to have your deck working, so you got to draw the cards. Sword that was broken and the Ring of Power here. Wow. Okay, that is really good. 2 of Aragorn's attachments that I really needed. So the sword will give everyone +1 willpower, and the ring will give him +1 hit point for every artifact he has, and the lore resource icon. But I'm going to save up for this Unexpected Courage. Okay, so I did not draw the Light of Valinor, so Glorfindel will raise my threat by 1 when he commits to the quest. He's only 5 threat to start the game with, so my threat started out at 24. Now it's 26, thanks to Deep Knowledge. Let's send 6 willpower on the quest. We're up against 3, and the card we get is Pain Assailed Him. When revealed, reduce the ring bearer's life by 1, so it starts, then reduce the ring bearer's stats to 0. All right, to the end of the round. So there we go. 1 damage on the mortal wound. So Frodo is 14 away from dying, and we lost 2 willpower. So we made a single progress. Okay, I don't really want to travel to the last bridge, because if I travel there, I have to reveal a burden, and there is one that's a condition attachment. So I really don't want to get a condition attachment right at the start of the game. All right, so I'm not going to engage this Fell Rider, so there goes another wound, and then at the end of the round, a 3rd wound. So we're already 3 out of 15 wounds on Frodo. Let's get moving. Okay, I draw another Unexpected Courage. That was unexpected. All right, I'm going to play it on Aragorn, so now he can ready. So he's got a ready from Lembas and a ready from Unexpected Courage. And then we're going to give him a Dunedain Warning. So it costs 1 leadership resource to boost his defense by 1. So I will spend Aragorn's resource to put that into play. And then I exhaust the Rune Master and give him a resource right back. So it's like I played it for free, which is excellent. All right, let's go questing. Frodo for 2, Aragorn for 2, Pippin for 2. So that is 6 against 3 again. And then we get the 9 are abroad. All right. When revealed, treat the text box of each character in play as if it was blank, except for traits. And then, if there is a Nazgul in the staging area, the 9 abroad gains Surge. So it is going to Surge. And this surges into Lure of the Ring, Surge. When revealed, the first player must either exhaust the 1 ring or raise his threat by 3. All right, looks like Frodo's putting the ring on, so I don't want to raise my threat. Okay, and that surges into another treachery, Power in their Terror. This one does nothing. It only affects allies, which I have none. All right, so this time we make 3 progress. We've made 4 out of 15, and we are going to engage this Fell Rider, which will draw me a card, thanks to Pippin, and I get Light of Valinor. Excellent. All right, glad to see that. And then Aragorn is going to ready with some courage, and he is currently defending for 3 against 4. And then we get probably one of my favorite pieces of art in the game. With an incredibly nasty shadow, if this attack destroys a character, remove all progress from the current quest. You got to be careful about that. Chumping is very dangerous. But Aragorn just takes 1 damage. Even if I readied him with Lembas, I could only do 3 damage to this Nazgul, so he wouldn't die. I've been avoiding sending Glorfindel because I did not want my threat to creep up any faster than it already is. Frodo takes another damage at the end of the round, so he has 4 out of 15. We go into round 3, and I draw a card I'm very excited to see, Frodo's Intuition. Okay, that's great. So let's spend 2 Fellowship resources, boosts all my heroes' willpower, and I get to draw 2 cards. I get the Dunedain Mark and Drinking Song. I control 2 Hobbit heroes, so that drew me 2 cards. All right, Dunedain Mark is going to give Glorfindel +1 attack, and because I have Rune Master, I get that resource right back. And now Glorfindel is not going to have to exhaust a quest because he has the Light of Valinor. So now I can send him on the quest, and he'll still be ready. And then let's play Asfaloth. So Asfaloth, you exhaust, and it places 2 progress on a location. So that will help me quest as well. Okay, that was very good, and I'm almost to 3 leadership resources, so I'll be able to get the sword that is broken, and then we'll be able to make some quick progress here. So Frodo for 3, Aragorn for 3, Glorfindel for 4, so that is 10, and then Pippin can kick in 3 more, and that will put us at 13. So 13 is great, and we're only up against 1. So here we go. Now we're going to make some progress. Hopefully the card we get is Rode Like a Gale. All right, when revealed, return each Nazgul engaged of you to the staging area. If none were returned this way, it surges. So that worked out really nice. I'm glad to just put that Nazgul back up there, and I'll re-engage it and get a card. So we made 14 out of 15. And then I can engage this thing, and Pippin will draw me a card. I do not want to go to the last bridge yet. I'm waiting to the last second. And I draw Build the Pony. Okay, Aragorn is going to ready. Once again, it's 3 against 4. And then we get, dang it. Okay, return attacking enemy to the staging area. I was going to do some damage to that guy. Instead, all he did was do damage to me. And then Frodo takes another wound. He's a third of the way dead. And let's go into round 4. I feel pretty good. I mean, I'm set up about as good as I would hope at this point. And then, oh, well, that's nice. Okay, we draw Sam. So Sam comes in for 1 resource if you control Frodo. He has great stats. And then Bill goes in for free if you control Sam. So I couldn't have asked for a better combo there. Now the sword that is broken is going to go on Aragorn. So he will now be boosting everyone's willpower by 1. Which is really good for that power in their terror treachery because it won't kill Bill. And then I have 1 spirit resource, so I could either give Aragorn some extra hit points or save up for Unexpected Courage. I would rather have the readying. I'd rather have Unexpected Courage in play, so I'm going to wait. All right, let's go questing. So I do some math to see if I can kill this Fell Rider. So if I just send Sam and Glorfindel, I am sending 7, and I'm only up against 3. I only need to make 1 progress. And I don't even advance if I do. So I'm just trying to cover any threat. So I think that's good. And then we get the Ettenmoors. So it's 2 threat. And then while it's the active location, we do not deal Nazgul enemies shadow cards, but anytime we place progress there, we got to deal damage to Frodo. So Asfaloth is not a good choice for that. I do make some progress, so now we have made enough progress to advance once we go to the last bridge. So now, do I want to go to the last bridge, or do I want to go to the Ettenmoors? I think we do it. Let's go to the last bridge. All right, so we need to reveal the top card of the Burden deck. And these are all terrible. They all surge. And then whichever one we add, it's going to end up in the campaign for the rest of the entire campaign. So big moment here. This is not an exciting time. All right, middle one. We get, that looks familiar, doesn't it? There it is. All right, we end up with Fear of Discovery, Surge, exhaust the Ring Bearer. If you cannot, it will surge again. So it's going to be a double surge. So now, for the rest of the campaign, when we're using Frodo, basically, we need to worry about that thing showing up and giving us a double surge. Okay. It's not the worst one, to be honest. It's not the worst. It's not great, but it's also not the worst. Okay, I exhausted Frodo. It surges into a Pale Blade, so that's going to surge. It's going on the Nazgul, and he's going to get +1 attack, and he can't take non-combat damage, so like Hail of Stones or something. It won't work. And then that surges into Piercing Cry. All right, we're going to search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Nazgul enemy and either add it to the staging area or put it in play engaged with us. So, all right, another Nazgul. I'm going to grab this one that has 3 threat. I don't want one that deals a damage to Frodo while it's up in the staging area. So he just gets worse if the ring is exhausted. Okay, let's once again engage this Fell Rider. And my threat is still low enough that Pippin draws me a card, and I get, oh good, another Dunedain Warning. I'm happy to see that. All right, Aragorn is defending once again for 3 against 5, and no shadow. All right, Aragorn takes 2 more damage, and then, yeah, he needs to eat some Lembas. So he is going to trigger Lembas, which will ready him and heal 3 damage. So that works out really well. That's why I needed healing, because when I was getting ready for this quest, Aragorn just kept taking damage. I'm like, I absolutely have to have healing in this deck. All right, so Bill for 1, Aragorn for 3, Glorfindel for 4, and then Pippin kicks in the final one, and that kills that Fell Rider. So that worked out good. And then, yeah, so let's clear the last bridge, and we will advance to stage 2. Frodo takes his 6th point of damage here. So every time I play this quest, it comes down to the wire. Frodo's usually just barely clinging to life. And we get another Frodo's Intuition. Yes! I'm very excited to see anything that boosts willpower. So that was a great card to get. All right, let's play another signal. So Dunedain Warning going on Aragorn. Now he's defending for 4. And again, I get to play it for free thanks to the Rune Master. You got to have the resource to play it, but then you get the resource right back. Let's play the Ring of Power here. So Aragorn now has the lore resource icon and +2 hit points because he has the sword that was broken and the ring itself. So +1 hit point for each artifact. Very thematic card. I'm glad I got it in play. All right, let's go questing. So everybody's +1. So let's see. Frodo for 3. Sam for 3. That's 6. Glorfindel for 4. So that puts me at 10. And I'm currently against 5. Nope, I got to clear this last bridge. So let's make it 13. And the card we get is another Pale Blade. Okay, so that goes on this Ring Wraith, and it will surge. And it surges into another Ring Wraith. I mean, I'm not surprised to see them. There, 8 of them in this deck, so you're going to see these Ring Wraiths. All right, let's advance to stage 2. All right, the Race to Rivendell. Awesome flavor text on side 2A. And then on side 2B, it tells us to add the Ford of Bruinen and the Witch King to the staging area, and then while at least 1 Nazgul enemy is in play, Race to Rivendell gets +15 quest points. And once again, forced at the end of the round, reduce the Ring Bearer's life by 1. Okay, so we either have to make 15 or 30. I'm going to try to be as thematic as possible here because the Witch King we've already seen before, so he gets -30 engagement costs when the one ring is exhausted, and he's terrible. You only can defend with characters that have at least 2 willpower, but the Ford of Bruinen is awesome and so thematic. It's a 2/6 river, it's immune, and then response. After it leaves play as an explored location, all engaged enemy are swept away. But to travel there, we must reveal the top card of the encounter deck. So I'm going to try to get every Nazgul engaged with me and then clear the ford and sweep them all away in a torrent of water. I just love doing that. It's so much fun. All right, let's go to the Ettenmoors. So Ringwraiths will not be getting shadow cards when I'm there. And then by placing progress there, I'm hurting Frodo, though. Now, unfortunately, I can only engage one of these enemies because the One Ring is not exhausted. I wish I could engage them all because I could actually handle the attacks with Mr. Underhill. So let's engage the one that is attacking for the least, because there's no point in engaging the one with the blade. Pippin draws me another Frodo's Intuition, and then I immediately forget that he's not supposed to get a shadow card, because it's just such muscle memory at this point. All right, and then the shadow was nothing, so it didn't matter. And then Aragorn's going to take another damage. He's going to ready, and then I can do some damage to this guy. So there's an attack of 4 plus 4. So we can attack for 8 and almost kill this guy. I'm hoping to just sweep him away, like I said. And then let's go into the next round. Frodo has 7 out of 15 damage on him, so he is halfway dead, and we still have to make 15 or 30 progress. There's no guarantee we'll be able to get all the Nazgul swept away. Okay, the card we draw is Daron's Runes. All right, let's do it. Draw 2 cards and then discard a card from my hand. And then I also have those Frodo's Intuitions, so that's great. All right, the cards we draw. There's some of those spirit events I've been waiting for. All right, we got the Tale of Tenuvial, and then another Dunedain Warning. I'm really glad to see that third Dunedain Warning. Okay, let's discard Hotam Bombadil to that Daron's Runes. Now Frodo's Intuition. I'm going to put it here to remind myself. So all my heroes +1 willpower. Draw a card for every hobbit I control. Light of Valinor and Ancient Matham. All right, well, I have a great active location, so let's put Ancient Matham on it. I'd rather draw more cards. And then let's put in this Dunedain Warning, so Aragorn is now defending for 5. All right, that is excellent, and we're going to be able to make some good progress, I think. So Frodo and Sam are 8. I'm going to send Aragorn on the quest and then use his ability, spend a resource to ready him. Glorfindel's questing for 5. And then Pippin for 4. So yes, lots of willpower. We are sending 20. We're up against a lot, though. We're up against 10, and then we get, okay, another Nazgul. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's very hard to send everybody away in the flood, because you have to defend them at least one round. So, okay, I have made a little bit of progress on the quests. So I will actually send a little more willpower. Let's spend those 2 fellowship resources and do a second Frodo's Intuition. So that is going to boost my willpower by 4 more. And then I draw 2 cards because I control 2 Hobbit heroes. So the 2 cards I get, good, Fair and Perilous and Tale of Tenuvial. All right, excellent. So that helps me make some progress. So there we go. I made 3 on the Ettenmoors. That places damage on Frodo because I placed progress on the Ettenmoors. You want to clear it in one go. And then 8 out of the 15/30. Okay, so Ettenmoors go away. There I am, like, I shouldn't have dealt that shadow card. Okay, and then 3 cards. Lembas, yes, Drinking Song, and more Ancient Matham. Okay, let's go into combat. I don't want to go to the ford yet. I'd have to reveal a card to do so. All right, I got 2 enemies engaged of me, and they're both attacking for 5. Pippin draws me another Rune Master. Okay, let's see. Aragorn is currently defending for 5, and he was ready. So let's deal the shadow cards. The first shadow, oh, glad to see that go away. Okay, he handles that, doesn't take any damage. He readies with Unexpected Courage, 5 against 5. Glad to see that go away. Okay, so he defended both those attacks. Now, I could kill the one that's damaged. And I think I will. Because if I hadn't revealed a 4th Ringwraith, I think I would have tried to keep it engaged with me to make it thematically get washed away, but I don't think I can handle 4 attacks. So I gotta kill one of these guys. All right, Frodo takes his 9th damage. Getting up there, Frodo. And then we go into the next round, and we get another Tale of Tenuvial. So that just helps me kill things. All right, I want to keep these spirit resources, but I'm going to spend a lore resource to give Aragorn some more Lembas. Okay, a lot of cards in hand, but nothing I really need to play right now. I do have all these tricks to help me kill these Nazgul. All right, everybody's questing for one more. So Frodo, Bill, and Sam. Aragorn. Once again, I'm going to trigger Aragorn's ability to ready him after he commits to the quest. Glorfindel. And yeah, I'm not really worried about killing these guys. I'm just trying to quest for as much as I can. So let's send 18. And we're currently up against 3. We're currently still up against 10. And then once again, we get this treachery. Each ally gets -1 willpower, but nobody takes any damage thanks to the sword that was broken. So we go down by 2, and now we have 14 out of 15 or 30 on the quest. I think if I wasn't worried about doing this as thematically as possible, I would travel to the ford here, but I'm going to leave it in staging, and let's engage the Witch King. We'll handle these 2 attacks and then travel there next turn. Okay, Deep Knowledge, so it's going to raise my threat by 3 or 2. I'm actually okay with that. Let's do that. And then it draws me another Deep Knowledge. So this is kind of funny because then my threat goes to 36. So I draw 2 cards, and then we get another Dunedain Mark and Fair and Perilous. But the engagement of the Nazgul is 37 because Pippin's boosting it by 2. So I can't engage it. But that's actually okay because I hadn't traveled to the ford. So engaging the enemies right now wouldn't have actually helped me. All right, shadows going onto these enemies. I'm getting attacked by the Witch King. He's attacking for 6. I'm defending for 5. So if I take a damage, I'm okay with that. So let's see what the shadow is. The shadow is it engages the next player and makes an immediate attack. That's fine. There is no next player. So Aragorn takes a damage. Lembas will heal them all up and ready, and then he's going to defend 5 against 5. And that shadow is shuffle the card into the encounter deck. All right, so I hope I don't reveal any more Nazgul. I engaged the last one up there. Oh, jeez. Okay, come back. I engaged the last one that's up there, traveled to the ford that same round, clear the ford the next round, and wipe all these enemies away. That's my plan. So I don't have to kill any of these characters, but let's at least attack for what I can. So I am swinging for 7, and I can deal 2 damage. Let's make it a little more. Let's play Fair and Perilous, choose a Noldor or Sylvan. Until the end of the phase, add that character's willpower to its attack. Now, Glorfindel's willpower is actually 4, because the sword that is broken is boosting it. I only increase it by 3, so I actually should have done 1 more damage to this Witch King when I boosted Glorfindel's attack. Okay, speaking of getting attacked, Frodo is going to take 1 more damage, so he is at 10 out of 15. So, that's not good. That's not great. All right, everybody else readies. And I'm still going to try to make 30 progress because I have to assume I'm revealing more Nazgul. So it's very hard to get them all out because you just keep revealing them. And then I can, might as well play this Dunedain Mark. It goes on for free. So Glorfindel is now attacking for 5. Runemaster gives me that resource right back. I'm going to commit to the win thematically and send 10. We're currently against 5. I just need to make 1 progress. I just have to hope I don't reveal a Nazgul next turn. All right, what do I get? The Old Road. It's a 3/4, and then action, place the top card of the burden deck on top of the encounter deck to place 4 progress here. No, we are not doing that. But I will use Asphalot to place 2 progress on it. And then we will increase our progress to 16, so we've made enough. Now we will travel to the Ford of Bruinen, and we have to reveal a card. So I think I can handle pretty much anything. And geez, okay, we get Piercing Cry. So I can put a Nazgul in play engaged with me. So that's fine. Okay, I mean, it adds a Nazgul, but I'm just going to grab it. So this rider will engage me. I don't get to draw a card because my threat is high enough that Pippin doesn't trigger. Where am I going to put these cards? All right, so let's give the encounter deck a shuffle. And then I'm going to engage the other Nazgul. So I have 4 Nazgul engaged with me, and I'm currently crossing the Fords of Bruinen. So this is the big thematic moment. If I can survive these 4 attacks and then make enough progress, we will do it. So I'm pretty excited. All right, let's deal out some shadows. And then how do I want to handle combat? First, let's start with Mr. Underhill. So I'm going to choose an enemy engage with me. That enemy cannot attack me. It has to be an enemy that's not immune. So there we go. I'm going to choose the enemy that was attacking for 6. And then Aragorn is defending for 5. So 5 against 6. Oh, you turd. Return attacking enemy to the staging area. That's what he did last quest. It's running away like a scared little chipmunk. All right. Well, that stinks. Okay, Aragorn takes the damage and readies. Man, I'm bummed. Okay, Aragorn's defending 5 against 5. That's a nice location. So no shadow there. And then we still have an attack of 5 coming. But I am going to play Tale of Tenuvial. So you exhaust a Noldor character to ready a Dunedain character, or vice versa, and you add the printed willpower of the exhausted character to the other character's stats. So that readied Aragorn and boosted his stats by 3, and so he handled that no problem. Very fun. And Aragorn, of course, tells the Tale of Tenuvial while he is traveling on this journey to get to Rivendell. So pretty thematic. Okay, I'm not going to do any damage back because I can't. Frodo's going to take another damage, so Frodo is sitting at 11 out of 15, and we will go into what might be the last round. I don't even know anymore. If I don't reveal a Nazgul, I can kill the Witch King, and then we will win. All right, Daron's Runes getting me some location management, and sword that was broken. We'll discard the sword that was broken. This is another, you need a Noldor and a Dunedain card, so pretty thematic. All right, I'm going to hold on to my spirit resource because I want to be able to play Fair and Perilous because I think I might need the attack boost. All right, I need to make progress, so let's go. Everybody's questing for +1 thanks to the sword that was broken, and I'm currently up against 8. I got to make 6 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then I'm going to ready with his ability. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, I'm sending 18. I could use Asfaloff to clear this location. And then, okay, we've seen this one already. So I got to take a damage, and then Frodo's willpower is reduced to nothing. Okay, so do I make 6? I do. And I forget to trigger Asfaloff. Totally could have cleared that location and made 3 more progress. Hopefully not going to matter. Okay, the Ford is in the victory display. Here comes the water, and the ring wraiths that are engaged with me are washed away. See ya! All right, so that worked. Just took care of those 3 big enemies, so at least something worked here. And then here's where I remember, oh yeah, Asfaloff. Totally could have used them. So let's just clear that location. And now we are going to engage the Witch King and kill him! Kinda. We all know he'll be back. All right, shadow card up, attacking for 6, defending for 5, +1, +2 if the ring is exhausted. All right, Aragorn's going to take 2 more damage, and then he can ready with Unexpected Courage. So Aragorn's swinging for 3, Glorfindel is swinging for 5. That's 8, which means I do 3 damage, which means I'm going to be 1 short. So yeah, I needed to keep that spirit resource. So I'm going to once again play Fair and Perilous to boost Glorfindel's attack by his willpower, which is actually 4. So if I had remembered to do it right the first time, we actually would have killed the Witch King without having to play the second copy. But it's hard to remember when Tale of Tenuvial is printed and that one is not. But anyway, no Nazgul. We've made at least 15 progress, so we do advance. Frodo is at death's door here with 12 out of 15. All right, let's see what happens. So we have completed the quest, and we have earned the burden that is in our encounter deck or discard pile. So if you can add that burden to the victory display somehow, you don't earn it for the campaign. But yes, so we now have Fear of Discovery in our campaign. Pretty nasty. Got to remember that's in there. The shadow is raise your threat by 3. So just a nasty card all around. All right, that was very exciting. Up next, we are in Rivendell. We're going to start out with the Council of Elrond for my favorite quest of the entire game. So looking forward to that one. Hope you enjoyed this one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.